We've been building the GrainWise Management Framework, and we've already talked about the 4 drivers that influence our grain management. Now we're moving into the first steps of actually applying the framework, knowing your operation. Before you can observe, analyze, decide, act, and verify, we have to understand what we're looking at. First is inventory. Do you know what grain you have? Not just the total number of bushels, but where is it? What commodity is it? What grade or quality? How long has it been in there? What's moving? What's going to be sitting there for a while longer? What needs your attention? Inventory isn't just an accounting number. It represents grain that your organization owns and is responsible for and needs to be managed. Next is capacity. How much can your facility actually handle? And I'm not just talking about bin capacity. Think about receiving, drying, conveying, loading out, staff, and even your storage. You may have room in the bins, but is your receiving system, your dryer or your labor force, can they keep up? The storage capacity doesn't necessarily equal operational capacity. Then we have shrink. Do you know how much grain you're losing? And more importantly, do you know why? Shrink can come from moisture handling, quality deterioration, measurement differences, and operational losses. If you're not measuring it, you may know that you're losing money, but you don't necessarily know where it's happening at. Next is grain condition. What is actually happening inside your bin? You've got your temperature, moisture, airflow, hot spots, condition changes, potential spoilage. A monitoring system can tell you what is happening at a sensor, but management requires understanding what those readings mean for the grain. This is an important transition into your monitoring content. Then there's labor. How many people do you have? What are their responsibilities? Where are your knowledge gaps? What's happening when someone is gone? And perhaps most importantly, are you asking your people to manage the facility or simply react to problems? A good operation doesn't just depend on having good employees. It depends on giving those employees the information and systems they need to make those good decisions. Equipment. You have fans, heaters, dryers, conveyors, unload systems, monitoring equipment. What condition are they in? Are they functioning properly? Is everything communicating? And have you tested it before you actually need them? Because harvest is a terrible time to discover that something doesn't work properly. And finally, we have financial performance, because ultimately grain management is a business management. Do you know what your shrink is costing you? What is your energy costing you? What is your inventory or downtime costing you? Do you have efficient labor? If we don't connect operational performances to financial performances, we're only looking at part of the picture. So when we say know your operation, we aren't talking about knowing where the bins are. We're talking about understanding the entire system. Inventory, your capacity, shrink, grain condition, labor, equipment, and most importantly, your financial performance. Because you can't effectively analyze a problem if you don't understand. You can't make good decisions with incomplete information. And you certainly can't verify improvements if you don't know where to even start. This is why the GrainWise Management Framework starts with observe, analyze, decide, act, and verify. But before any of that can work, you have to know your operation. And that's where we're going next. This week, I want you to take a look at your own facility. Ask yourself, what part of my operation do I understand the least? Because that may be the place where your biggest opportunity is hiding. Follow along this week as we take this concept from the management level down to a practical harvest preparation.